In this video, we'll show you how to assemble the Küpper 70-190 wall cabinet. When opening the carton with a utility knife, do not cut too deeply to avoid scratching the surface. Once fully opened, the carton can then be used as a protective surface for the assembly process. First, sort all the supplied screws and accessories to make sure everything is complete and available to hand when needed. The tools you'll need include a PH2 Phillips head screwdriver, an 8mm open-end wrench, or a ratchet with a matching socket, a drill with a 6mm masonry drill bit, a pencil, and a folding rule. The included nuts feature a built-in thread locker, which allows them to be tightened without holding them in place with a tool. We'll start with the frame. It consists of a total of 6 individual components. First, position the cabinet side panel against the top panel so that the connecting holes are perfectly aligned. The top panel can be easily identified by the Küpper logo. Then secure the two parts together using 2 M5 screws and nuts, securing them at the top and bottom connection points. We recommend tightening the screws only slightly at first. Final tightening should be carried out only after the cabinet has been properly aligned. Depending on the installation location, an open-end wrench may be helpful despite the integrated locking feature of the nuts. Next, attach the first internal divider panel to the top panel using 2 M5 screws and nuts. Repeat this process for the second internal panel and the remaining side panel. The rear panels can now be installed. To do this, first position the frame upright. Insert the first rear panel between the side panel and the first internal divider panel, then secure it in place. Ensure that the slotted rear panel is correctly oriented, with the opening facing inward and downward. Next, insert the second rear panel into the opposite side and fasten it to the cabinet side panel at both the top and bottom. Again, make sure that the panel is correctly oriented. Then secure it to the frame at the top and bottom on both sides. Finally, install and secure the third rear panel. Next, place the bottom panel onto the frame and fasten it to the cabinet through the 6 connection holes provided. M5 screws and nuts are used for this step as well. Place the cabinet on a level surface and check that it is properly aligned. Once the alignment has been verified, fully tighten all screws. Now the doors are installed. If you intend to mount the cabinet directly onto the wall, we recommend postponing the final tightening of the screws until after the wall installation has been completed. We'll start with the door on the left side. To do this, insert a door pin at the top and bottom of the door and press each pin downward to secure it in place. Then insert the lower door pin into the corresponding opening in the frame. Next, press the upper door pin downward or pull down on the pin, depending on the design, and position it into the corresponding opening in the frame as well. Repeat this process for the other two doors. Please note that the middle door is slightly wider than the two outer doors. The locks can now be installed. Before installing the lock, carefully check the direction of the lock rotation and insert it so that the latch catches against the doorstop as you turn it. Then secure it with the retaining bracket. We recommend installing the cabinet on the wall with two people. This makes handling the cabinet easier and simplifies securing it to the wall. First, remove the doors and set them aside. Determine the desired installation position using a folding rule. Use a spirit level to ensure proper alignment. Then mark the drilling points for the mounting screws. In this case, we are installing the cabinet directly above a perforated toolboard. To do this, simply place the cabinet onto the perforated board and secure it so that it sits flush. Next, after marking the positions, drill holes into the wall using a 6mm masonry drill bit. Depending on the type of wall, it may be necessary to use different screws and wall plugs. Insert the E6 anchors, and if necessary, tap them fully into the drilled holes using a hammer. Now insert the long screws into the designated holes in the wall cabinet and secure each one with the spacers. Then lift the wall cabinet into the desired position and fasten it securely to the wall. For mounting, you may use the outer holes in the rear panel. Alternatively, other existing holes may also be used if this simplifies or is required for the installation. Next, reinstall the doors and attach the shelves to the perforated back panel. To do this, insert the shelves at the desired height and press them downward into place. If the shelves do not easily slot in, the perforated rear panel is likely slightly misaligned. In this case, simply pull the perforated panel forward using a screwdriver until the shelf can be easily inserted. Do not use force. Finally, insert the storage bins. If the cabinet doors rub or do not close properly, the wall may not be perfectly level. In this case, the cabinet must be realigned. Slightly loosen the wall mounting screws, adjust the cabinet by carefully repositioning it, and then retighten the screws until the doors close properly. The position of the doors indicates which screw needs to be tightened more or less. In the case of significantly uneven walls, additional washers may be required to compensate for height differences. We wish you every success and lots of enjoyment with your Küpper wall cabinet.